Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Midnight Brands coming to you, tad bit late with prep for Monday, March 27th, 2023. Hopefully, everybody is doing great, had a great weekend. Just want to start off and remind folks we'll be out all of next week and not be around and able to do any of this lovely prep. So just keep everybody in mind of that and whatnot. Yeah, as always, it looks like it should be a pretty fun week. There's a lot of kind of interesting things setting up, and we had some good stuff this weekend. Being able to work on trying to figure out how are we going to eventually automate the, finding the point of controls, HVAs, LVAs, LVNs, and HVNs as well. So, going to get that incorporated in right now, drawing the those kind of things directly on our screen, as you've probably seen them show up in the prep here the last handful of days. So we're going to find one more thing. There's our prep notes. Make sure we have things turned off so they don't get interrupted. Yeah. I think that is good, folks. So we're going to go ahead and hop on our other channel here and go ahead and start off. There we go. Good morning.
Oh,
doing good, man. You? Find my. Yes, it is.
although it is raining, but it's fantastic.
Well, that's a good and a bad thing, right? No rain, no flowers. No flowers, no joy.
Yep. But I thought the flowers came from the pollen.
No, flowers create pollen.
Alright then. So how was the weekend, my man?
Not too bad. Worked on trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate market profile stuff automatically into the prep. So I think I have a pretty good class that does it. Now I just have to figure out the next step of iterating through the time periods that I want, like last week, last 10 days, and 3-year kind of seems to be like the standard. Obviously yesterday's stuff is there for me with built-in tools, so I don't think I'll do that, but I think I'm going to focus on that as opposed to trying to go back and capture each individual day's point of control. It certainly is useful when we're looking at things, but anywho, I think it was good. I felt happy with getting through that. You?
Yeah, it was nice. Pretty much just did some stuff around the house, dude. Had to clean the gutters and all that good stuff.
Oh.
I've done that in a long time, so it was pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's not my idea of a fun one.
Yeah. So what we got here? 3-way SVXY?
Yep, SVXY. I'm trying to decide. I haven't looked at this yet this morning. I'm trying to decide what to do with it. Is there much to do? Like, I don't like the double kind of ADR thing there, especially since ADRs are going to move up. This is probably not going to be there. This is probably going to be up here. Which is interesting that it puts it right at the end of week there. I'm not sure why it's got this guy here right above. So, okay, you got daily anchor VWAP, weekly. That's interesting there. I'm not really sure what to do with that one. It's got highlighted just above trend guide reversal there. I know why it's highlighted it. I just don't know if I like it. If it makes sense. Once I've been trading $3, yeah, that's not bad. I guess you could just skip that and just mark it like this. Because it wasn't grabbing the supply and demand anyways. And this is not going to be ADRs based upon how we're traveling. Kind of setting up for that. And I would argue might as well get rid of this swing anchor VWAP or daily anchor VWAP here. Although no, well, we traded way above it, but closed below those 2 days. Yeah, I think I'd get rid of it for now.
Yeah, let it prove itself.
This should be a really big zone here though, because I mean, you've got the 20-day and 50-day really in that zone, and then there's the weekly anchored VWAP from February 3rd. So
Yeah. Also that little breakdown retest.
yeah. Okay, SPY. No, I'm sorry, VIX. There we go. Now we're ready for VIX because I selected the right color. And let's do this. before I get into that one. Econ and prep for Monday, March 27th, 2023. Alright, so VIX, I would get rid of this one since you got that right there. Go ahead and drag this down just a touch. I say a touch. I have to get rid of this and just bring this guy here up to include both of those. The 20-day EMA is right in there. That's what that's getting picked up for. Last week's lows, 2 weeks ago's lows, structure. I just don't know if I care about. I guess you could expand it and pick up the 50 there. Get rid of this zone and this zone really, and not care about them, and just grab TGR zone and extend it down to get the lows and the daily sheets. Wow, I didn't realize this, but that's OPEX there. That's pretty close. It's down near photo ADRs for the day. If we decided to go through there, I think I would expand this to pick up the tier 2 daily. So where does that put weeklies then? Oh wow. Okay. Alright, that is not bad for VIX from what I've seen for a while.
Pretty much does it itself. I don't have to do anything to it.
Yeah, not a lot, which is kind of nice. Alright. Alright, now SPY. Right. What you got here? I'd say this is not a spot I'm gonna keep anymore. That daily anchor VWAP there is trash. This one is good. I would argue there's an ABCD here on the bottom edge of this range. See this guy. Then puts it up at the top edge of the range box there. In terms of zones for the day, gapping up two bucks above TGR on it. TG for the day actually. No, it looks like it's right at it. Yeah, just right there. I'm gonna take this down to supply and demand. Keep the 20 captured. Why is this guy highlighted here? Just below TSRP. We've got 30-minute swing anchor VWAP from structure. I think I'd get rid of this. Take this guy down to 3090 level. And why are we highlighting above trend guide? We have the weekly anchored VWAP and the cheat. Okay, so that's the February highs. Weekly, and then above that you get MPP, APP. It'll be brand new monthly pivots at the end of this week and quarterly. It'd be nice. Where do we need to close to? No, we'll still be good because the monthly trend guide's been flipped a while ago. I'd have to close way up here to flip the quarterly trend guide. So you'd have to close above 412 at the end of this week to flip the quarterlies. Okay, now if we are gapping up $2+, that's going to put photo ADRs not here, but at the top edge of this box. Well, that's going to put it up almost near weekly, end of week stuff.
That's interesting. What did you say last week? Something that you noticed with these end of, was it? I might be confusing this. You were explaining how you noticed something depending where we open at the beginning of the week with the dotties, and then it continues. I forget. I don't know what I'm even trying to say. I'm gonna think about it and get back to you.
Well, I know one of the things I mentioned, I think it was Thursday or Friday, was where the daily cheats were, or daily expected moves. And
yeah, that was it.
Today, the lower edge of the expected move is right below trend strength reference point and then above trend guide. And so, like, depending upon
That
where
kinda
they,
like insinuates
yeah,
go up.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was just making sure that was it. But so could you apply that same logic to end of week? Because you see how like the end of week pretty much is right there. I mean, just a little bit lower, while the top one is all the way up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Your end of week is like a monthly trend guide, while what is the top end one?
Hold on, I look at the weekly and tie it back to your weekly trend guides, and so the
406.
the
Yeah, it's at 406.
tier 1 end of week is, I guess it's split about evenly, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, as of right now, right?
well, the end of week
right
cheats won't move. They're constant.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that one is $3 lower than TGR 405. Yeah, they're about the same. So like I wouldn't read anything into the end of week cheats on this one. They're all just pretty constant with each other in my mind on that.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Making sure. I know you mentioned that, and I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I wish I had some more data to back that up. Maybe that's something I have to look at here at some point, is automating that piece. Capturing more of the label data. This actually isn't going to be ADRs the way that we're moving. This is going to be just a regular zone. And I don't know how much I'd care about it. The TGR, though, will be ADRs based upon how we're moving. $388, $391. Yeah, ADRs are gonna move up into this zone here. Got a nice right back at the 20 there. We're just doing a nice good sized pinch there on SPY too. Okay, I'm gonna treat that there at SPY. I don't think there's really much else on it to do.
Looks good. Man, yeah, I'm looking into this stuff, and I was looking over Tim's prep this morning, and yeah. It's crazy. It's really nice. Thinking maybe SPY can go and test that weekly review up, or the one you already had marked there. Around 4. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Test that one last time, and maybe do a little slight pull or trap, and then continue higher. Because a lot of the stuff has a really bullish looking charts, man. Maybe not for this week, but for the next. What are you thinking going into this?
Something that I've been debating in my head, and I know how much we all kind of despise, is Tim calls them the third grade rings. Let me paste this real quick before I forget. SPY is what if, and obviously this is a monthly here that I pulled up, and this shows up so much cleaner too on some of the other charts, but this stuff down here to me almost kind of looks like, with the way we've been wicking all this stuff here the last few months, possible setup for that.
I see that. Yeah.
But like, if you look at like, RTY, YM, ES, if you look at some of these other charts on a monthly basis, I guess you could look at them weekly too. But like, it's so much clearer
Right.
on the monthly one there. Like, and everybody is so bearish right now.
Exactly.
And it may still all come to fruition, but like seasonality, the way the chart, to your point, like so many of these charts are really kind of looking bullish, and you do
saw
have.
what Ricky posted yesterday too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Now, there are
It's
some
like
things that
bullish.
have me a little concerned, right? Like tech has just been extended, and so if I look at things short term, like this is a bit concerning for me to support that. Like we're getting pretty up there on the Qs and stuff. I mean, Google, Meta, Microsoft, shit. Like,
Was been on a tear.
yeah,
It's almost coming up to there's a channel there. I'm gonna show you on my rep later, but there's a channel. We're coming to the top end soon.
yep.
Probably this week. All right, go on.
So I mean, I know, like just it's just that, right? It just this stuff almost needs to cool a little bit. Especially like Microsoft is a huge component now with how much it's been tearing through on the S&P, and so
So
really need the rest
could
of breath
be-
to keep up.
could be like we were talking about. I think it was last week, where the tech cools off and we get money back into the financials.
Yeah.
Helps out RTY, and then while tech can probably stall or cool off a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be nice. Now, how do we position ourselves for that?
If you think it's going to rotate into financials, then take FAS, the bullish leveraged financial ETF. Depending upon what you really think is going to happen with the Qs, like if it's just going to mildly cool off, then just sit there and wait for the Qs, or you could do things like sell some bull puts, sell let's say the oh shit, where are the Qs even trading? Sell the 302s and buy the 300s. Type of thing. It'd be a $2. I don't know. You'd have to see what the cost is. Like you want to take some good premium, or just sit there and wait and start accumulating some triple Q calls. Soxel and those things.
How
Like
far out would you go? Like speaking like you, if you were to take something like that, a couple months down.
if I'm buying tech today, I would look. Yeah, probably 30, 45 days out. And then depending upon how things go, I'd either cut my losses, or if it looks like we're just going to sit down a little bit, then I would probably short calls against that. I'd say like the 320, at this end of week. I'll find the video later. I'll share it in this room. There's a guy whose name is Don Kaufman. I'm gonna close my door here for 1 second, actually. He was one of the guys that was the founder at Thinkorswim before they were bought by TD Ameritrade. I think he was in charge of all their options and learning and whatnot. Anyways, he had a good video this weekend where he was talking through his thoughts, but also expressed the expected move stuff and why is it so key and important. And I mean, he sold calls at the peak last week because ES came up and tagged its end of week expected move, and just went short calls right then and there. And so it's the same thing. Like,
Interesting.
anywho, he's a bit excitable, so if you do find him and watch him on YouTube, turn down the volume first. You don't have to watch him on 1.5 or 2x either, ever. You might even have to slow it down. He's an excitable dude.
You say his name was?
Don Kaufman. Theo Trades. Is
Theo Trade?
Yep.
I think I heard that before.
Alright, this will not be photo. This is definitely going to be regular, 80, regular period. This also will not be photo. This is just going to be regular. I'm going to extend it up to the top edge of the zone. Supply and demand. And given how we're moving already, let's see, 312. Actually, I watched a bunch of videos this weekend. One of them that I watched was John Carter, a guy who came up with the squeeze, TTM squeeze stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he is super bullish on Microsoft with its pattern. Yeah, it may pull back a little bit, but he's targeting like 286, 290-ish level, which is still actually even below the end of week move here. End of week is 290. Anyway, he was kind of walking through and talking through his bullish view on Microsoft and a couple other things, and then longer term views. One of the things in particular he was noting was that the put call ratio is still constructive for things. It's not anywhere close to the edges that you'd expect to see a sell-off yet, especially with where and how people are positioning things. No, I don't like that. That one looks like crap. I just don't like these two down here. I guess you could get rid of these two actually. You know that the 20-day and that swing anchor VWAP are going to keep moving up. I don't think that's a today thing, but it could be a later this week thing. Which reminds me, what was econ for today? I don't think there's anything major today. Dallas Fed Manufacturing at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Treasury, and then after the market, in fact, after the futures are closed, there's a Fed speaker, Philip Jefferson, who's also a voter this year. Oh, it's at 4 Eastern. I don't know I care about this one here either because, well, there's a gap fill there. It's not photo ADR. I guess you do still have to watch that. It could be a div. Fortunately, I can't bring it back. Where's it at? 306. 35 now. I don't want to take it down that low. Treat it like that. I guess we did help cool off the 20-day there a little bit on Friday. Not a lot, but on Thursday and Friday we did help I'll cool that off a little. Oh, actually, there's an even better view if you look at the Qs on the monthly.
Interesting.
That looks less like a cup though, and more like a wine glass. Right now, it kind of looks like a backwards J. You know, you're asking about the cheat thing. It was interesting. I didn't capture. I got distracted thinking and doing other things there. But it was interesting how like some of the weekly ADRs gave some decent clues across the board last week. I posted a couple in that testing channel.
Mm-hmm.
That was wrong. So you're gonna keep tracking and keep an eye on that. But I think that could be a nice little clue there too. And I know that's not something, and nobody else I have talked to has ever mentioned anything remotely similar to that. Did he already post the cues? Or did they just do those for no reason? Yeah, he didn't post. He posted the higher level picture, but not the details. So okay, cool. Since we're here, I'm going to note this too, on what he was saying. Okay, enough of that. Yes. Orange. Okay, there's actually another good example too from what you were just talking about. So the daily cheats are above trend guide for the day and just below trend strength reference point, which has
Right.
tended to be a good sign for a kind of a go move, kind of float up, etc. We didn't get a close below yesterday, Friday's close either here on the overnight side with EU opening there. And with where we're sitting, it almost would lead me to believe that we go and attack kind of this falling trend line and the tier 2 daily cheats there. And if we skip that, then you've got the FOMC high, which was last week's high, and can't tell, that's a naked VA there. When at that point, like, we're so close, why not just grab the tier 3 sheets actually? In fact, you might even just take this like that. $483, that's 13 points. Then you have no space between here. Maybe just treat it like this. I'll make these candles a little bit wider. They're a little too hard to see. See something else here real quick too, actually. That's where we opened, that's where we peaked. And that was photo ADRs basically, if I recall. I think last week's photo ADR was like 173, 175.
Right.
And it was the end of week cheat. Oh man. I guess you could draw an ABCD here like this from this. Well, that's how I'm seeing ES in the sorts there.
Looks good, my man. I like that.
Alright, prep for.
The prep today is just pretty clean.
Okay, so there's ES. I have to get it on the right piece there. There we go there. I do think on the daily though I'd get rid of this daily anchor VWAP. And I would add one. Probably here. And get rid of this guy. Yeah, this 3800 area has just been massive. 38, 39 something. And that 3900, 3950-ish area has been like point of control for so many things for the last while. In fact, it's the 3-year, going back to the COVID lows, it's the point of control right in there. Right at that spot. It was last week's point of control. And I forget where the range is, but I think it's right in that same vicinity. Okay, and Q. It's a nice little channel there. Just dick for ticked it on the highs, but I'm still including it because it's really just been a trend that it's been in there. I think you could even argue here on the daily. Not a hard argument. And that puts us up at 13,958. 960, whatever-ish. Which would be above the August highs. It's almost 14,000. But we got to clear this monthly anchor VWAP, and that thing is looming. Yeah, and it's still just right here at this area. Okay, so look at what's left here on NQ. make the case like that. I don't know. If you were to draw one, would you draw it like that, or would you draw it over here at this one, since it pulled back 50% itself?
I'm gonna draw it back over there on the other one.
This one. Puts it up at the low volume node for the range. And structure at 13200 as well. Yeah, it's me. It's not stuff back there. Anyway, it's getting close itself to its daily expected move. ES is already at its. So is SPY. RTY is way above. So is Y or IWM. DIA is close to its. Meanwhile, gold is at its second tier and trying to bounce off of it. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot. I tweaked a handful of things already, but I don't think there's a whole lot else to adjust on this. Like in terms of the day, we've already 135 points. There's a lot. Actually, there's overall perspective. The indices are all near their or above their trend guide stuff, basically, except for NQ. It's close, but breadth isn't there yet, except for Amazon. And Tesla. So I guess we could all push there this morning, then we could maybe get a fade back. Even if we do come up here, it'd be nice to watch that. It's really close to the tier 3 expected move. There's a div right above there with the gap fill, the end of week, which seems like a lot for the first day. That'd be another 200 plus points.
Yeah, the trend guide zone for today is pretty important. I mean, it doesn't seem like recently we could even close a day above that.
No, and that's where I was, like there's that monthly anchored VWAP from the highs.
Yeah.
On NQ, and it is not closed above at all.
Yeah, I mean, right. But if we do, you don't want to lose that.
No, yeah, you don't want to lose that. If we get above and we lose that, then I don't know I would touch anything until we got down to APP, monthly trend guide, trend guide reversal, etc. Like, Or actually, that's even below TGR because photo ADRs is right there. So, yeah, losing this would be super bad. It could allow the queues to queue off though, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But yeah, I'd be cautious coming up into here trying to short too much. It's a good zone. You could div against it and then fall back below underneath it. But yeah, I don't know there's a whole lot else really worth it for the day.
Agreed.
Okay, R2Y. Check something else here real quick. Okay, cool. All that stuff looks fine. So I don't know if there's a whole lot else there to adjust on RTY. It looked pretty simple this morning when I pulled it up and looked at it. Made a few adjustments. Really, to me, this is kind of an inside zone here too. Just how it's traded the last handful of days and whatnot. Yes, it is trend guide. Yes, there's the daily expected move there, but just looking left here through all this stuff, and even this over here, like really to me the outside zones are down here at trend guide, photo ADR, tier 2 expected move. Full ADR has actually moved up. It was down here lower, which that one is set that way to capture the lows from Friday, and then the rest of this evidence here. Let me drag that up there a little bit, and then above you got your quarterly and then VPOC, the 10-day high value area, monthly trend guide. Yeah, that's a big zone there too, heading towards that one, and a swing anchored VWAP from, I don't know, because I turned the date piece off on that one. March's highs. So March 6th up here. 7. And really, we take that out and it's kind of open space. You know, potential div against the 200, but I think the 30 week is right. 30 week is up higher. No, it's about the same area. Excuse me. Thank you. That one's pretty simple to me. That's RTY. Get my arrow. I lost that. There, it doesn't look like it. Good. Alright, YM. Right, also pretty straightforward, relatively speaking. Right at that trend guide zone today, NVPOC, top supply and demand, some structure. Not a lot, a little bit there. And then above it, what do you got? There's a div with daily anchored VWAP, right? Yeah, from the 17th, and then there's structure in this area, and then there's also the daily expected move right there. YM's a little bit different, just in that it has like every 60 days or something like that to be able to have its stuff to calculate out the expected move, so it's, I would say, less reliable than most other things. You could look at Dia though, because it has weeklies and it does not have dailies if I remember correctly, but it does have weeklies, so it could be a better guide on that front. It is kind of interesting, even with all the strength that that YM had been on. Its S1 is TGR, and it's been that way for 10 weeks.
That is interesting.
It was never quite strong enough to flip the guides.
Pretty amazing all those licks on the daily there, and no closes under that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, look at the, I don't know what you call that candle, but for March there. And I don't really care at the moment either. CL, nice hold of the bigger zone there. I didn't see this before when I was flipping through things, but I see it now.
I didn't notice CL had reclaimed that weekly interview.
Mm-hmm. I think with where that is lining up, I'd actually take this down and create the zone like this. We're already at $1.10 for the day, so that's probably not a today thing. So this is, that is, I'm pretty sure I'd have to double check. Yeah, it's probably not the range box low value area anymore since we are trading well outside of it. Actually, let's just check real quick. $74.12. Yep, it's moved down a little bit. So that's only the tier 2 daily expected move, but it's also the end of week tier 1 expected move. About 20. I guess you could kind of take this and adjust it. Really, this is be the big one. So you got your TGR there with the 10-day high volume or high value area, and above we have a swing anchored VWAP. Supply and demand. Where's that swing anchored VWAP from? March 6th highs, which actually is the same thing as what RTY or YM were for its highs back then.
I really like that ABCD right there. That's a good zone. It's a great zone.
Yep. I think there's probably a downtrend line here. obviously need to break through that. Is there one going this way? Yeah, I don't know if I can draw any of those. I feel good about it. This really has been, I think, like the same trend strength zone. This quarterly trend guide reversal has just been really big. I don't think I'm going to keep this trend line though. It just looks unnecessary. And do you really need something below between trend guide? I don't think we really need this marked here. Sorry, you were saying what?
No, I was just saying. No, never mind.
Yeah.
I just put because you deleted that top trend line.
Yeah.
I put one on the bottom one, so like marking the prior swing low with the higher low there. That could be your ABCD thing.
Yep. Okay, so this one's really just kind of inside some of the last week's, and then you get to this one here, which is that'll be the first kind of interesting zone. I don't really do much at the TGR zone itself. We'd probably play more at kind of these upper zones here and then full ADRs.
Agree.
In fact, I'm going to do this just to remind myself of that when I look at it later. Alright, GC. Really good trying to bounce it there off of its tier 2 daily cheats now. I noted, I think you were out on Friday, but I mean, it was really kind of a triple top there to some degree. You got that one candle above, but then poke up, fail, poke up, fail, poke up, like, so against that 2003 level, price-wise, 2003.
Yeah.
Not the year. Okay, so that was also, I don't know that I got those correct. I really need to get that stuff finished so it's automatic on the screen. I don't have to look at it.
Magic.
Yo, baby. If I taught y'all nothing else, it was the word automatically.
Automatically. Love that word. So magical.
Maybe I did get the. No, I did. That's right. I went through this morning. So that was last week in a 10-day low volume node, and it just shot right through until it got to last week's high volume node. Gap fill. Doesn't gold open at like 720 central too?
Asking the wrong person, my friend.
I think gold opens at
Gold futures.
at 720 central, 820 eastern. 5 day, 5 minutes. Yeah, so they're gonna open up here any second. And so the fact that there's a high volume node there and a low volume, I almost think that we go and attack this zone down here, especially with where we're at, and then everybody's all freaked out, and then you bounce off of something like that. Oh, music stopped.
Uh-oh.
Easy fix.
Thought you meant the circus music.
No. I never cared for the circus, so.
That's when all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I mean, it is confusing in the sense, I mean, there's just stuff there quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know I really care about this zone here. I don't know if that was the actual score for it or not. But I don't think I'd do much at most of these zones here. They're just inside. This could be an interesting one, though, to take a short back against. Fail trend guide from below. Oh, that's super interesting. That is really interesting there. Sucks how that only works sometimes. That'd be a nice bounce off of that swing AV WAP there. The daily anchored VWAP would be lower at 1926. So really kind of the same vicinity. It's probably going to be closer down here. Nope, it's going to be right in the middle of this stuff here. Yeah, I wonder if we've got a trend line. No, not something I would write home about. Depending upon how we trade today, this could be setting up this kind of, maybe it already is, kind of a supply and demand. 52 to 49. 52. Look at that, the beauty of auto supply and demands. Hopefully that's what that is too. Nope. Oh, it's not an auto, but it was pretty damn close to it from the looks of it.
Man. So what were you saying that was interesting? I cut you off like that. Took off the headphones.
Nope, no worries. You're all good. ABCD there on in completing into the March 7th swing AV WAP, just below the tier 1 end of week cheat. So get everything in, like this is the major break. The daily anchored VWAP is just above this gap fill. So the daily anchored VWAP is up at 26.8. I mean, there's some structure, like you could say, like, I mean, just how this stuff is setting up here. You know, maybe we don't even get this, but I mean, it's there. It would be, would definitely cool off, even if we don't come down and tag the 20-day. It would definitely cool off the 20-day. You know, it's certainly helping with that now.
Looks good, sir. Is there a way to reload your whole workspace? Or no? Like refresh the data series with our whole workspace all at once?
I don't know. Like, not NinjaScript. NinjaScript is, I'm pretty sure, specific to the window that you're in. If you wanted to...
The data series for everything. Or should I just disconnect and then reconnect to my data provider?
Yeah, if you disconnect and reconnect, that'll reset everything.
Yeah, just do that.
This is really an inside zone too. I'm not going to go back and recolor it though. do, 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 do. Figure zone, 3-year HVA, gap fill. Oh, there goes CL pushing into TGR.
Yep, I was just looking at that.
All right. Well, you got anything else you want to take a look at?
Oh man, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Looks really good. Great work. Fantastic prep. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. We'll catch you later.
Alright, you have a wonderful day.
Thanks. You too. Bye now.
Bye.
All right, folks, and that is it. Again, I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning, but we are not financial analysts or advisors or anything of the sort. Take everything, do your own due diligence, check out stuff, look at other pieces of information, and kind of go from there. This has been Midnight Brands doing live prep for March 27th, 2023. Hope everybody has a great session, a great week, and we will catch y'all later. Thank you very much, and bye now.